Welcome to Life Ablaze. So today is a topic that I've come across a few times before with my guides, and I feel like it's only scratched the surface. And so I knew it was a topic that I wanted to address in this particular series of videos, and they've indicated to me that today is that day. So I'm going to get out of the way and let them come through and say what they're going to say about it. We are here. We welcome you. We are here today to discuss the idea of paradox. We understand that there is a great deal of opinions about this particular idea in your physical reality. One of which being the idea that paradoxes are impossible, or you speak to them in such a way as if they are synonymous. Paradoxes and impossibilities. But we are here to tell you today that this is not the case. Now, this is a very large topic, and there are many different branches of this topic. And so today we are going to speak of it in a general context, but one that will still be of great use to you should you choose to make use of this idea. And so, let us begin by exploring the idea, the perception that many of you have in your physical reality of paradoxes being impossible. Now, clearly, the idea that such a thing could be a paradox and be something that you are discussing begins to hint towards the idea that it is in fact not impossible. Now, there are many different ideas along the lines of a paradox. Many different situations that you would say are paradoxical, as if you were saying, again, that they were impossible. But yet, you find that they may coexist in a way that you cannot understand. This is what we wish to explore, this aspect in which you wish to understand all of your physical reality. Now, we understand this idea, this desire to understand everything that is going on around you. However, there is far more going on around you than you can perceive with your basic five senses. Far more going on around you than you have led to believe. And there is far more going on around you than you are, at this moment, willing to explore as a new definition of your reality. Many of you are, in a sense, clinging to the idea of your reality as you understand it. And anything that is, shall we say, outside of this particular understanding, you have great difficulty with. You have great difficulty in integrating these ideas that do not make sense with your current understanding of your reality. But you see, the issue is not that these things are impossible. The issue is that you do not currently allow these types of things to occur in your reality. And so it is very difficult for you to process such things because they drastically do not fit Now, as of this moment, we will not use a particular example because there are so many that you can personally explore. And we do not wish to suggest a particular area wherein you should begin to explore and go looking for paradoxes. Instead, we would invite you in your own lives, with your own specific circumstances and experiences, where you come upon something that is seemingly impossible. Because those will be the paradoxes that are most relevant to you. Now, in coming across such an idea in your own personal experiences, you may be trying to make sense of how these things can coexist. But the fact of the matter is that they do. And you are the connection between those two seemingly impossibly contradictory ideas. You are, in essence, the center point between these polar opposites in many cases. And we would say that any time you encounter a paradox in your own reality, this is a very important opportunity that has presented itself to you, again, if you choose to explore this idea. A paradox is, in essence, the edge of your reality. We will say this again. When you have encountered a paradox in your own lives, and it will be different for different individuals, but when you have encountered one in your own lives, you have reached the edge of what you know as reality, which of course is not all a reality. It is simply what you know as reality. If you were, in essence, to think of your reality as a very lifelike experience, similar to what you have come to know in your science fiction of Star Trek as the holodeck. When you encounter a paradox, it is because you have reached the far wall of that holodeck. You have reached the end of the holographic projection. You have reached the point where, beyond this point, reality does not exist within the parameters that you believe it to exist within. And so, let us explore this, let us state this in a different way to make sure that this very complex subject is understood. What you believe your reality to be is not the totality of your reality. We have been speaking about coming into alignment with your higher mind. This aspect of you, in many ways, is outside of the paradigm of your day-to-day lives. And yet, if you are watching these videos, you acknowledge that there is more than what you can perceive with your basic five senses. There is a reality beyond what you can perceive as your reality. And yet, as part of being in this physical reality, you must, in essence, play along. You must play along with the idea that this is what reality is. But, again, this is not the complete picture. And so when you experience a paradox, you are experiencing the edge of what you believe your reality to be. You are on the border between that limited idea that you have held and more of what actually is going on, what is actually happening. Now, this can be used in many powerful ways. One particular idea is to begin to understand that what you experience as your physical reality is simply one level of perception, and you do not have to strictly adhere to this particular level of perception. There are many different ideas within your physical reality that will present to you the case that this is all that reality equates to. There are many messages to keep you rooted in this physical reality, and we understand this. This is part of playing this game here in this physical life. But you are not only this. And when you experience the idea of paradox, you begin to come into alignment with the power that you are. You begin to understand that this essentially is a game. This is a ride. This is an experience. This whole idea of a physical reality. And you begin to connect to your greater, more whole self. This includes your higher mind, of course. And it goes beyond that. Because the paradoxes will not necessarily end once you have moved beyond your present understanding of reality. Because it is very natural for you, once you expand your awareness, to create a new, shall we say, border between what you understand reality to be and what is outside of that. You will essentially be creating layers of an onion coming outward from you in terms of what you believe reality is, and therefore what you are able to perceive of it. Now, there is much information in your society presented along the lines that we have discussed earlier, in the sense that paradoxes are impossible. Now, in many ways, these are structurally set up so that you will experience in a very visceral way the experience of your physical reality. But some of this is others wishing to bend the rules of the game, because the hints that you receive, the paradoxes that you experience, are meant to be there for you to catch a glimpse of the greater awareness that you are actually within, the larger bubble that encapsulates the smaller bubble of your own perception of your reality. And so, bearing all of this in mind, if you begin to lean into the idea of paradoxes when you encounter them in your own life, you will simultaneously be moving beyond the borders and the limits of what you believe your reality to be, and you will be expanding your awareness and expanding your sensory ability to be able to perceive the grander picture that includes this physical reality, but also includes what lies beyond it. And you cannot do this. You cannot understand this level of perception without also knowing your own power in a far greater sense. You begin to see yourself not only as the avatar in the game, but as the person guiding and controlling the avatar, for the experience to be had of playing the game. Again, this is a very large concept. And we do not wish to overwhelm you with all of the ramifications that it offers. We are here simply to begin to make a reference of this because it is a powerful tool that is at your disposal if you choose to open yourselves up to it. And in doing so, it would most definitely bring you into greater alignment with your higher mind, who of course exists outside of the narrow parameters of what most people think are the limits of your physical reality. And so, embrace what you perceive as the paradox in your own lives, and know that you have reached a doorway, a window that allows you to peek or perhaps even step out beyond the parameters of your understanding of your own reality. We thank you for this opportunity to speak with you in this way, and we look forward to speaking with you again. Until next time. Thank you so much.